Much anticipated inauguration of Nigeria's cabinet members finally took place last week, with the ministers allocated their portfolios. As expected, the number of ministers was reduced to 36 from 42, while the number of ministries was brought down from 29 to 25. We discussed the reactions of Nigerians to the changes in the fiscal cabinet with Ihua, CEO of NOIPolls. It's great to have you on the show with us. Run through your findings for us. I know that you've asked Nigerians to rank ministers in order of favorability. So talk a little bit about what's come through.
Yes, indeed. Didi, thank you very much for this opportunity. NOIPolls conducted a poll to measure the opinion of Nigerians regarding the ministerial list. This was conducted in the first week of October. Immediately, the first list was released late September, and we were finding out what Nigerians thought. So I think it's important to state, first of all, that 68%, almost 7 in 10 Nigerians, said they were pleased with the list that was released by Mr. President, and they are giving him the benefit of the doubt to select his candidate. But interestingly, we found out that those who had been previously governors of one state or another seem to be very high on the list, because we're also looking at the favorability versus the familiarity of members of the list. As you would expect, former governors like Babatunde Raji Fashola, former governor of Lagos, Kayode Fayemi, former governor of Ekiti, Chris Ngige, former governor of Anambra State, came up top in terms of familiarity. But then we used the 2-by-2 matrix to analyze familiarity versus favorability, and we found out that those who came tops on the ministerial list were the likes of Babatunde Raji Fashola with 61 points, Kayode Fayemi with 45 points, Chris Ngige with 40 points, Aisha Al-Hassan with 37 points, and the list goes on. So it's very interesting to see Nigerians are pleased with the list, and then in terms of favorability, some of those in the list are highly favored over others.
Now, it's interesting right there, because obviously when we initially saw this list, a lot of people felt that we should have had a bit more technocrats on the list against politicians. However, it certainly looks like, Nigerians like to stick to what they know. You've just mentioned that Fashola has topped your favorability ranking, followed by Kayode Fayemi, obviously two politicians who we're all familiar with. Do you think that that trend could change at any time? I mean, do you think that perhaps, this is something that we could see changing later on, that perhaps we'll have to start to have more trust in some of these newer names?
Well, the truth is, it depends on how you want to assess technicalities, or how you want to assess the technocrats. I mean, Nigerians seem to say those we know, those who have been tried and tested, are those we can trust. I mean, there were issues with new names. For example, some of the new names, those who haven't held sort of major public offices, or who have been former governors in their state, sort of came low in terms of favorability, and that affected the net favorability position. So yes, I mean, the likes of Babatunde Fashola, Kayode Fayemi, Chris Ngige, and the others came tops. But then again, there were some names that Nigerians were expecting to see that they didn't see. For example, we are giving them the opportunities. Are there names of some Nigerians who you would have loved to see that you didn't see? And of course, they mentioned the likes of Professor Patu Tomi, Femi Falana, Charles Soludo, Rabiu Kwakwanso, and Obieze Kwesili. So yes, there are names of people that Nigerians were expecting to see. But then again, Nigerians believe, okay, if the president thinks he's comfortable and confident of this set of people, let's give them the benefit of doubt. Let them work to see what they can do. And I think the key here is for these new ministers that have been sworn in to look for the low-hanging fruits. What are the first quick wins that we can achieve in the first 3 to 6 months, and begin to consolidate from there? Because of the high level of confidence that have been placed by Nigerians on these ministers, we are expecting to see a lot happen within the next 3 to 6 months.
Now, these rankings that NOIPolls comes up with, I just want you to give us an idea of the impact that these rankings have had on our business environment, our political scene, our environment in general. Are decision makers taking note of your rankings?
We think so. Expressly, they may not be coming to say, "Oh, knock on our doors," but I mean, our website is open for everyone to see, and we're very sure. For example, the triple portfolio given to Babatunde Raji Fashola is an indication of the fact that those in authority are reading our polls, they're listening to what we are saying, they're listening to the opinions of Nigerians coming out of NOIPolls, and we definitely know that has fed into some of the portfolio appointments that have been given. And of course, we expect to see more over time. The economy at the moment is in a lull, and we expect to see the new economic managers move into actions, begin to put in policies that will improve the enabling environment, that will improve the economy, and that will make life better for businesses.
All right, let's leave it there. Thanks so much for joining us. Bill Ihua is CEO of NOIPolls.